Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today I'm gonna narrate to you how I started my business in campus. So guys, I am a beautician. For those who don't know me, I do nails. I am a nail technician and I have a business in Nairobi. You can always contact me. Yeah, that's the word. You can always contact me on my business pages if you need your makeup done, your waxing done, your nails done. And yeah, in this wave, in this world, in this world of business, I have been here for some time now, for quite some time, and people wonder, why is she starting her business? She's so young. That's because I started my business way back in campus, guys. Way back in campus. And this is the backstory of how I started my business in campus. So guys, I'm gonna give you a little backstory. So the year is 2015 and I had just done my KCSE. We used to do that on November. Yeah. And then we would join campus or university on September. That is what used to happen. So it was during this period we just used to stay at home. We would be stay at home daughters. So as for me, there are people who used to work during those period, and I used guys, let me tell you, look it looking at it now, I envied those people who worked during that period. There's something that does to you and it initiates you to adulthood. But as for Anna, as for Anna, I was a stay-at-home daughter. I was a fully provided for, doing nothing. Yeah, just living life and eating my father's food, cleaning my father's house, washing the dishes for my mom, and preparing dinner when it's time for dinner. So guys, the year is 2015 and I had just done my KCSE and I was a stay-at-home daughter, and that was I used to date this boyfriend, and I had just broken up that relationship on December. So I was single on January, February. I was not single, but yeah. And January, February, March, April, there was this girl I used to hang around. Her name was Shiro. So I used to love Shiro because this was why I loved Shiro. It was because she used to help me cook chapatis. I don't know how to cook chapati, and Shiro used to cook for me chapatis. And I used to love she very much. She was a working class, guys. And I don't know why I used to gravitate more on working class girls more than stay at home daughters like I. So one day she was undoing my hair. We were just relaxing. We had just done our cleaning. Our house was big, guys. And so I would clean that house, then clean the compound, then cook for the family. That was what I used to do during that long holiday break. So she used to come and help me, and that's why I loved her so much. She would help me cook, she would help me clean the house, sometimes she would help me do the dishes, because she was a spinster. That's, yeah, bachelor mwanamke. Yeah, she was not dating. She was working at night. She used to go for night shifts. So during the day she would be just at home. So that's how she used to come and help me cook. We eat together and we spend the day together. So on this particular day, she was undoing my hair. And as she was undoing my hair, she started behaving awkwardly. She received a call and she started behaving awkwardly. And she told me that she had been called for what is it called? A night out. Yeah, but it was not at night, but those people were calling her for a night out. And now she was doing me madarao because now she was being called and she was undoing my hair. And I told her, it's okay, you can just go. I'll undo my hair by myself. But I don't know what she thought, and she told me, you can join me. And I was like, of course I can. So guys, I did a hat like this because my hair was undone hapa katikati. I did a hat, my father's hat, and we went outside. And it is during this outside I met this guy that I dated for a very long time. If I tell you how long, you will judge me, so I won't tell you. So that's how I met my boyfriend. We went outside with she. And while I was outside, this guy came and sat just next to me. That's a story for another day. Because if I give you all the stories today, what else will I tell you tomorrow? I'll tell you how I met that guy on another video. Now an ex, but I dated him. He has been a very big part of my life, and I loved that guy, guys. That one was not a lizard. That one was a responsible man, a good man, a wonderful man. Yeah. So we went outside and I met this guy. He will come to play a part in my starting of the business. So that's why I gave you a backstory. And since that day, I started dating that guy. We came back home with she was so drunk. I took her to her house. I went back to my father's house. And that day I didn't get into trouble, but yeah, we came home quite late. That was not good. And I found my mom preparing dinner, and that was quite something, but she never asked me. I think my mom kind of used to understand I'm still a young girl trying to find myself through this world. So after I met this guy, months passed by and I joined campus in September. So I had dated this guy for how long, guys? April, May, June, July, August, September. That's when I joined campus. So I had dated this guy for 6 months before I joined campus. I joined campus and yeah, maisha inanibamba mbaya. Campus for me was quite boring because I went to KMTC, that is Kenya Medical Training, Kenya Medical KMT Training College, Kenya Medical Training College. Yeah, that's where I went, guys, to campus, and I did biomedical engineering. So this is now first year, first semester. I went and settled down. Yeah, we used to have that period where you just settle down, you are not going to classes, you are introduced to campus. And during this time, guys, you know what Anne is doing? She's going on dates. She's not going to classes. Because guys, let me tell you, if there's someone who falls crazy in love, it's Your Highness. If there's someone distracting me, guys, trust me, I will be distracted. And this guy was really distracting me. I was not concentrating with this campus life. What is life? What is campus life? Yeah? I want to date. I want to go on those dates. I want to go outside. I want to live life. So there was this thing called orientation. That is when you join campus, you go to be oriented. Who never went for a single session of orientation? Your Highness never went for a single orientation session. That was not for me. What are you telling me? Where the dormitories are? I'm gonna find out for myself. What else are you telling me about Teacher Kenodia? I'm gonna meet Teacher Kenodia in that class, please. Don't kill my vibe. I'm gallivanting. and life is lifing, and this is campus. What are you talking about? So guys, while others were settling in campus, I was busy outside with this man. I'm in Arusha, I'm in Uganda, I mean, we were busy traveling and living life. That was my life in campus. that, that was my life in campus. So I came back to school, and yeah, I did my first semester. It's never that serious during the first semester. You are learning, you don't know how they do their exams, you don't know how they do this marking thing. So you're just finding yourself. And guys, on this during this period, I settled down, and we did our first exam, and we went home. So yeah, that was our first semester. So while we were at home, remember, I have this boyfriend that we don't hatutuliangi kutulia na sisi, never. This guy was a working class, and I think, guys, he had this car, Beamer, a BMW, and it's like we used to do a road test with it, because the way we used to travel, I did the whole of Kenya in a BMW. Today we are in Meru. Tomorrow, Naivasha. The other day, Boda, Arusha. The other day, Kisumu. Yeah, we were just living life. Yeah, that's what we were doing now. Me and this boyfriend, we went outside with and I met him. So on this holiday, the first holiday after now the first semester, I went back to my father's house. Where else to go? Huh? In my father's house. So when I went back, my boyfriend told me, pack up, we are going to Arusha. And guess what? Guess who packed and went to Arusha? I packed and went to Arusha. And remember, guys, I'm in my father's house. When I'm at campus, it's easier to go outside because nobody is asking you anything. You're not reporting to anyone. So I was finding that very, very, very interesting, because my parents are strict parents, and especially my father, Mr. Mwangi. And guess who has left Mr. Mwangi's house to go to Arusha? Anita. So guys, I packed my bag for 1 week, and I left to Arusha to go with my boyfriend to Arusha. Yeah, for a holiday. I texted my parents, I'm on my way to Tanzania. On my way, I was like, yeah, hey guys, hey Mama Ann, hi Baba Ann, I am taking a temporary passport. I am on my way to Arusha. My father was mad. My father was mad, guys. My father was so mad at me. He started calling me. He started texting me. At this point, I'm thinking, if my boyfriend sees these calls and messages, he will return me back home. And guess who's not going back home? Anita. I cannot go back home, guys. Where? I'm not going back home. So, phone silent, DND, flight mode, do not disturb. Baba Ann, Mr. Mwangi, who are you disturbing? Anita, do not disturb. So, safe to say, guys, I was a stray kid. I never used to listen. So, if I get such a kid, yeah, dear future husband, if we get such a kid, you know where it came from. So, guys, yeah, I left my phone on DND, do not disturb, and I left to Arusha. After spending a whole full week not opening my WhatsApp messages, not receiving any calls, it was time for us to come back to Kenya. And guess who was going to Baba Anita's house? Anita. 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 Anita was going back to Baba Anita's house to explain why she just left without telling anybody. I just texted people while I was on my way. Because guys, let's be honest, parents tell you, oh, if you're dating, tell us. But when you tell them, it's a problem. And especially African parents. If I told my parents I want to go with my boyfriend to Arusha, of course, they would have said no. Okay? They would have said no. You're going nowhere. You're staying here with us, blah, 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 blah. And I was not having that. Arusha, I was going, whether you like it or not. So I went to Arusha and I came back. I came back home. Nobody's talking to me, not even my sisters. They are all mad at me. They're all mad. They're so mad at me because I just went for a little trip. Because I just left. Why are you mad? Why? Why is everybody not talking to me? Guys, everybody was so mad at me. And for for like a week, nobody was talking to me. They were all mad at me. And remember, we were on holiday. This was first semester's holiday, and I think we were going for a 3-week break, and then we were supposed to go back to school. So the first week I spent at home, the second week I spent at Arusha, and now the third week I'm preparing to go back to school and no one is talking to me. So guys, when the time came for me to go back to school, my father is not talking to me, my mother is not talking to me. I had to go back to campus. So I just took my bags and left. No fare, no nothing. Nobody's talking to me. So nobody is giving me anything. No financial support from these parents. So as I was leaving, guys, we just quarreled with my dad. Kwanza, I remember when I came back home, my dad scrutinized my bag. He found a passport. He found a passport, a temporary one. I had taken a temporary one. It was urgent. We were supposed to leave, and it was immediately. Tunatoka na ni sahi. So I took a temporary passport, and I didn't have a, I don't know, I had lost my phone, I think so. I had lost my phone, and upon coming back, my boyfriend had given me a new phone. Oh God. Makosa number. Whose phone are you using? Whose phone? Whose phone is this? So my dad obviously took my boyfriend's number, because my first temporary passport, I registered it using my boyfriend's number. I will tell you how I had lost my phone. I went outside and my phone got lost, and I came back without a phone. So actually, the whole time we are talking, I'm using my boyfriend's phone. And at some point, I used his phone number. While we were going, I used his phone number. So my dad took my boyfriend's phone number, and as a protective parent, he started calling my boyfriend, warning him about the daughter. I don't know what. I'm gonna kill you. I will report you to the police. I don't know what. I'll murder you. He threatened my boyfriend. Guys, my dad threatened my boyfriend. So it's time for me to go back to school. And I have nothing. My father is not talking to me. My mother is not talking to me. My sister is not talking to me. So I just pack my bags to go back to school. And on my way outside, I meet my sister. My sister is coming from her boyfriend's place. Now my sister was dating a neighbor, and these two neighbor boys. You know, she was still young. No, she had carried a plate of food and some fruits, and she had been given, I think, 200 by the boyfriend. So I told my sister, guess what? I'm supposed to be in school and I don't have fare to go back to school. So my sister was like, I have just been given this by my boyfriend, you can have it. She gave me the 200 from the boyfriend. Remember, I'm on my way out. I don't know even where I was going and how I was going to school without even bus fare. So my sister gave me 200 shillings, and yeah, that's how I got bus fare. And she went back home because now she was coming from the boyfriend's, and yeah, we bumped into each other and she gave me these 200 shillings. I used the 200 shillings to go back to school because my father's house is at Ruiru, and KMTC is in Upper Hill. From Ruiru to town is around 70 shillings, and from town to KMTC is around 30 shillings. So 200 was enough for me. When I went back to school, guys, I don't have money to sustain me to stay in campus. No, I don't. I don't have... I have no money, literally, and my father is not talking to me, and he was the sole provider of the family. So my boyfriend, I had not even called him for that week because where things were hot, I was being monitored like an evil spirit back at home. I couldn't call him. So when I went back to school, he kind of, I think I had told him that I will be going back to school while we were coming from Arusha. And so he called to find out my whereabouts. Remember, he has been warned, he has been given death threats, police case, if I see you with my daughter. The good thing, guys, is I was over 18, so there's nothing much my dad could do about it. If I was a kid that was under 18, that now would have been a police case. But on this occasion, on this setting, I am over 18. I'm an adult. Actually, I was 19. Yeah, I was old enough. So my boyfriend called me and we agreed to meet up. And so we went, and as we were catching up, he asked me, what's up? What don't you have? And I told him I don't have money to sustain me in school. So my boyfriend gave me 2,000 shillings. 2,000 Kenyan shillings to sustain me during now this my semester. Okay, it was not supposed to last me for that long, but he gave me 2,000 shillings to get my shit together before I start talking with my father, before we are in terms with my dad. So the semester started, and now I went back to school with only 2,000 Kenyan shillings. And now I'm seated on my bed, and I'm wondering, now, if these 2,000 shillings, I consume these 2,000 shillings, now am I supposed to go back to my boyfriend to start borrowing money again? Am I really? Are we doing that? Are we? No, we are not. And now, because we cannot depend on Mr. Mwangi because he's mad, I had to find a way to multiply these 2,000 Kenyan shillings that I have just been given, guys. Because, yeah, I have to survive. I have to buy sanitary pads. I have to eat. I have to do my hair. I have to buy jewels. I have to buy clothes. Remember, I'm dating, and you can't just go seeing your boyfriend with clothes you used to wear in primary school. Yeah, I have to buy a new wardrobe. So I sat down and thought, what am I going to do to multiply these 2,000 shillings that I have just been given, so that I don't go back asking for more money and I don't call my dad to ask for money? In campus, there was this lady. She used to do full... Remember, we are in KMTC, guys. In KMTC, we wear uniforms, and we wear uniforms like high school kids. You do socks, you do black shoes, leather. It's leather shoes, and then we do a uniform. We used to wear uniforms, like, yeah, watoto wazuri wa shule. So there was this girl who used to go to class wearing full makeup. Like, literally, I never used to do makeup on those days. I would just do my two eyebrows and maybe a lip balm, but not a full face makeup. So this lady used to do full face makeup. And I remember at some point, a friend of mine called Steph, now this is a friend in campus, came to me and made me notice her. She told me, have you seen this girl who is always wearing makeup and long earrings to class? And I was like, I've not seen her, but I'll look for her. So Steph was the one who made me notice her, because remember, me in campus, I was busy doing life with my boyfriend. I never used to see these other people and what they're doing and whatnot. Campus life was not interesting for me. Eating chapati ndengu and eating blocks, eating indomie, that life was, it was traumatizing me. It was just not for me. I was not adapting to it. The friends that I had in campus were not it. Kwanza, my roommate, that a friend that I very love, her name is, I call her Rumi. Her name is Pauline. My roommate was a Sabbath day Adventist. Is that what they're called? So you can imagine, she's a very reserved human being. I am not, and that's not my life. Me kwanza, me and church, where and where. I started going to church during my third year. I think it's because I was doing my final exams. That's so wrong, but it is what it is. Don't judge me. Hakuna kujudge. So Steph came to me one day and told me, have you seen this lady who is always wearing makeup and long earrings to class? And I was like, I've not seen her, but I will observe. So we used to live in one big room. It's like, you see how a 3-bedroom is made. There's a kitchen, there's a table room, and now there are those 3 bedrooms and there is a washroom. That is how our hostel was structured. So my roomie and I used to sleep in the kitchen setup. I will tell you one day how we ended up in that kitchen setup. Then this girl I'm being told about, she's sleeping in the table room setup. Steph was sleeping in the bedroom setup. Like, we were in one big room, but it's subdivided. So one day I wake up and I'm looking at this girl and I thought, oh, I love her nails. I love her nails. She used to do the to polish. I used to do polish too. We didn't know about gel polish, tips gel. Who used to do that? Who? We used to do, we couldn't even afford them anyway, because at that time gel polish was 1,000 shillings. Tips gel was, I think, 2,000 shillings. Which campus student could afford that? Which one? So guys, I looked at her. We used to do nail polish, the normal nail polish. So I looked at this girl while she was preparing and I noticed, yeah, she does a full makeup to class. That's a weirdo. She's a weirdo. And she has nail polish on her fingernails. And I used to do nail polish on my fingernails and I thought, oh, we have something in common, because these other students, all of them, they had bare nails. So the posh ones, the posh ones were the ones who used to do nail polish. And I thought, you know what? She can help me multiply my 2,000 shillings. So I approached her and told her, I have 1,000 shillings. Could you by any chance have 1,000 shillings? We can go to Dubois. I hear they have nice, they sell things at a very low price, and we can buy nail polishes and we can start applying those nail polish to other students. And she was like, yeah, I can ask my brother to lend me the 1,000 shillings, because now listen to me, guys, I had 2,000 shillings. I still had to survive. So 1,000, I did my calculations and thought, now this 1,000 will help me uh survive during this period we are starting this business. Then this other 1,000 will help me be able to buy stock for my business. And now this girl will help me with the other 1,000. Now we have 2,000 to buy our stock for our business. Are you getting me? Are we together? Because, guys, I did my calculations and thought, if I use these 2,000 shillings to buy everything that I need, because I had already done some mathematics and thought, if I buy these and these and these and these, then I do a small poster and then I charge 50 shillings for each student, I'll be able to get this money back. But then I cannot use the whole of this 2,000. So I need someone to give me the other 1,000. And that person, I didn't want to borrow more money from my boyfriend, because I didn't want him thinking I'm taking advantage of him. And I didn't want to borrow money from my dad, because he's mad at me because I went to Arusha. Parents do overreact sometimes. Like, why are you mad? Why? Now why? Okay? So I approached this girl. I didn't know her name. I didn't know her that well. I just used to see her, because I never interacted with students. Going for dinner, going for lunch, going for... that was not me. That was not me. But I had seen her around, so I thought, yeah, this one now could be a good business partner now, because we have something in common. Because my friend was Steph, but Steph never used to do nail polish. She used to just do bare nails. So, and mind you, we were in the same class with Steph, so we used to hang around a lot. So I looked at this girl and I was like, yeah, she can make a very good business partner, because we have same interest. I'm into beauty. She loves doing makeup. I love doing makeup. She does her nails, and I love doing my nails. So yeah, that was something in common. I approached her and she said that she will borrow some money from the brother. And on that night, the brother sent this girl 1,000 Kenyan shillings. Now we had 2,000 Kenyan shillings. Yeah. Guys, we wrote a list of what we needed. So we needed nail polish, we needed a base coat, we needed a top coat, we needed a nail files, we needed a cuticle cream, we needed a cotton wool. We just needed a few things. Let me now give you a backstory of how I started doing my nails. So after Form 4, I decided I used to go to church. We used to go to CCIAC church. It's located in Ruiru. So I used to see this girl. I can't really remember her name. And she used to do this now gel polish. At that time, I didn't know they are called gel polish. She used to do them, and I would wonder, how comes she washes her clothes and her nails are ever polished? Like, how does she do that? So I approached her one day and I asked her, what, don't you shower? Don't you do house chores? How comes that your nail polish never chips, your nails are always intact, and it's the same color over and over? Because I would go on Sunday, I see the nail polish is red. I go on this other Sunday, the same nail polish, and it's moving. It's growing with her nails. And I used to be so curious, why? So I approached her one day and I asked her, hey, woman, I love your nails. Where do you do your nails? And she told me she does her nail in town. So guys, let me tell you something funny, very, very funny. I used to pay a matatu all the way from Ruiru to go to Nairobi town to get my nails done. Na guess ni nails gani? Nail polish. Now, what this lady didn't tell me is it's not nail polish, it's called gel polish. So when she told me she does her nails in Nairobi, I thought maybe polish the Nairobi they don't chip. So I used to think she's doing the same nail polish that I do, but in Nairobi. So za Ruiru zina chip, but za Nairobi za Nairobi has a chip. So I used to go to Nairobi to do my nail polish, and every time they would do it anyway, after 2 days the nails would chip. The nails would always chip, but I never got that it's gel polish she used to do and not nail polish. But as I went to those salons, I started seeing, oh, wait a minute, there's something else. There is something called gel polish, and I started learning, and I would see how they would treat my nails. They would do they would remove my polish, they would clean my nails, then they would do the polish, and I used to enjoy that. Every week I would go to Nairobi to do my nails. They would come back cheap. I would go back, do my nails, come back, they cheap. I used to enjoy that. That was what I used to do now during this long holiday before joining campus. So I told this girl, we can just go. I know of that process where how they do it. They remove your polish, they file your nails, they clean it, then they apply you the nail polish, then a top coat. So I knew how these people, the professionals, do it. I came back and I taught her how to do these things. I taught her, because now if she applies the polish on her fingers and there are no excesses, I knew that she would learn quickly, because I used to do that too to my nails. We bought some few polishes. We bought the cotton wool. We bought a remover. We bought nail polishes, and we came back to school, and everybody was so happy for us for starting our now we had not started the business. Everybody was so happy. Wow, they came back. They have these they are starting their business. We took an A4, guys, an A4 paper and a mark pen, and we wrote nail polish at 50 shillings, and we went and kwa students board. On the students board, we did our poster there, and we waited for clients. Guys, in 2 days we had already returned our capital, that is 2,000 shillings, and students started coming to us, can you do my eyebrows, can you do this for me? And that, guys, is how I started my business. And that's how I never borrowed money from my boyfriend again, and that's how I never borrowed money from my dad again. I don't know how he thought I used to survive in campus, but yeah, that was it. Because anyway, guys, my dad used to send me 500 Kenyan shillings to survive on it for a whole week, so that on weekend I go back to his house so that he can give me more my dad was such a queer human being. He would give me 500 Kenyan shillings to survive on it for a whole week, and then give me 200 shillings to go back home, so that I'm given that 500 shillings to come back to use it in school. Then he used to make sure that on weekends I'm at home, and that's what I used to do during my first semester. But after I started my business, guys, after I started my business, yeah, and I could afford food with or without his support, that was the last time he saw me. Yeah, that was the last time he saw me at home during the weekend. Anita, weekend who? Weekend what? Yeah, guys, so that's how I started my business, guys. We did that for that semester. We survived on that. And on second semester, my boyfriend bought me a very tiny machine that you could use with one hand. We bought two gel polish, because now we were advancing as years went by. So when I was in second year, I started now doing gel polish. And guys, when I was in that year, I started doing tips and gels. Yani, we advanced, and it was business as usual during my 3 years in campus. I went there for 3 years, and these 3 years, guys, that's how I used to survive. That's what I used to do. For all the students who are like, oh, she's dating a sponsor. No, guys, I was not dating a sponsor. I was on business. I was standing on business. I had my own business that was moving, guys. Because let's do a little calculation. Let's say, like, in that year, guys, tips and gel I used to charge 800 shillings. 800 Kenyan shillings. Remember, food in campus is 50 shillings. How rich am I? How rich am I? Remember, I'm not doing it to one student. I'm doing it to several students, and students go in crowds. They wouldn't come at here I am, I've come to do my nails. It was, no, my friends and I, they used to come like five students in my room to do their nails, to do their makeup. They are going out, I don't know where, so they would come like 10 students. They all want makeup. Now you can imagine. I was a baller. I was a baller. I balled. I remember there was this time some girls went behind my back and started asking, what does she do? And these people would really envy me. And funny enough, they would see what I'm doing. They would see what I'm doing. And instead of asking me or coming to me to learn or ask me what I'm doing to get my money, they would just gossip behind my back. Oh, she's dating a sponsor. At some point, I heard that I'm from a rich family. There was a time I had all sorts of rumors. I'm dating a guy from outside the country. There was a time I had, what else? And guys, have I told you that during my first year, I also vied for Miss KMTC, and I got that title. So I was Miss KMTC for the rest of my life in campus. So as they were coming to look to gossip about Miss KMTC, as students used to come to my room to check how she lives, her shoe collection, her makeup collection, her dress codes, because they used to come to my room to just spy, or they used to be very curious about my living, because I used to party a lot. I used to just do life on my own terms. So they used to get curious, and as they used to come to look for gossip, they would now come to support me, because now, what are you coming to my room to do if not to make your nails? What are you coming to my room if not to do your makeup? You have to come to do something so that you get your gossip to go back and gossip about. So I used to keep this shoe collection that people used to be very curious about, and they would come to check my shoe collection. And as they come, they would come like 3 girls, 5 girls, and all of them now would want a gel polish. Gel polish was 500 shillings. Now that is 2,500 shillings. That's how, guys, I started my business, and it boomed. I went growing. As time went by, I learned new things. I am continuing to learn new things, and as we are talking now, I'm still doing that, because now that's now part of me. But that's how, guys, I started my business back in campus. I hope I inspire someone. I hope that when life gives you lemons, you can find a way to create a lemonade out of it. It was because my dad didn't give me pocket money to go back to school that I thought, oh, how am I going to survive? And guys, from that day, I never asked my boyfriend for money. I never borrowed money from anyone. I never asked my dad for money. Of course, I would just ask for money once in a while to just make him feel that I'm still a student. But honestly, I never used to. His money never helped me, because 500 shillings. What are you telling me? Yeah, I am earning more than 5,000 in a day, and you are giving me 500 shillings, Mr. Mwangi, Mr. Mwangi, Mr. Mwangi. Yeah, your daughter was busy doing business in campus. If you ever get to see this, just know that your daughter was a big businesswoman back in campus. And on another episode, guys, I will give you what other students used to do to earn some money, because there were other students doing other businesses, and I will list those. I will at least give you 10 business ideas that you can do while you are at campus, maybe in another video. Yeah, I'll do another video for that, but that is how I survived campus. That is how I earned my money. For all the students who used to ask me, what does she do? Does she have a sponsor? Does she come from a rich family? No, it was not a rich family. It was not a sponsor. Yeah, that sponsor at some point bought me a machine. That sponsor gave me 2,000 shillings to start a business, but he was not a sponsor. He was just a normal boyfriend. He was just a normal boyfriend who supported his girlfriend the way they should, because every man you have in your life should be supporting you in one way or another, because if they are not supporting you, what are you guys doing together? What are you doing together? What are you doing together? So yeah, so that is how he supported me, but I never asked for money again from him. I stopped asking money from my parents, and that's basically how I supported my other needs. Of course, the school fees my dad used to pay, but my clothes, my sanitary towels, my outings, that's how I even used to sponsor my going out, because Lord, I love outside. I love outside, and I used to go outside every Friday. Every Friday, I would be outside drinking Baileys, a campus student having Baileys. Yeah. Na kuku mzima ya kienyeji. Yeah, that was how good and how blooming my business became. Because come to think of it, guys, I never used to pay electricity. I never used to pay my house, the house, because that was paid once a year by my father. That is the hostel fee. I never, like, generally this business was just profits only. The only thing I would buy is stock, just stock. The rest of the everything was provided for, market provided for, because I used to live in hostels. They're all girls. We were over, I think, 3,000 students, and let's say half of those students were girls, guys. Obviously girls are more than men, so let's say 2,000 of these students in this school were girls, and most of us used to live in hostels. In our school, it's a very small percentage that used to live outside, because you know KMTC is in the middle of Upper Hill, and Upper Hill is a business center. So you don't have like apartments, and if they're apartments, they are damn expensive. No student can afford that. So we used to live in a hostel. So, and we were all girls. Our hostel was not like mixed up. Boys used to do their own hostels, and now we used to live in our own hostels. So we were all girls, so it was a ready market, guys. It was a ready market. And looking at it right now, I wish, guys, I saved like a mad person. But Anita was not saving. Anita was just living life. But that's how I started the business. I hope you learned something from this video, and I hope that you utilize your campus years if you are still in campus. But if you're not in campus, now you know how I started my business, and how you can start your business from as little as 2,000 Kenyan shillings, guys. And here we are now. Here we are. Bye, guys. Welcome back for another video. But for now, kwaherini, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Continue keeping up, guys. Keep it locked. Send this to a campus student. If you have a sister, if you have a brother, let them know that you can start a business back in campus with as little as 2,000 Kenyan shillings. And if you are working class and you have a sister or a brother who is back in campus, and they ever ask you for money to start something, please, if you are in a position to help them, just help them What would you lose by just giving your sister 1,000 Kenyan shillings? Nothing. Nothing. So if they ever come to you asking you, buy me this, buy me that, I want to try this, please just support them, because I'm a firstborn in a family of 3. And if my sisters came to me to ask for help, obviously I would help them. But as for me, I never used to have that support system. Because if I told my dad that I want to start a business, where? My dad was a very strict parent. Ni wale wazazi wa soma, tafuta kazi, that. But her daughter now. Ooh! Ooh! Oops! Anyway, bye guys.